Okay, so this is the database task. Right, let's just do this. So the first bit, as you know, is the word task, the first sort of part of it. So I'm just going to start from where it becomes the database task. So it's here, so from step 30. Okay, so as I said in the last video, you know, because it says using a suitable database package, and and it says you're going to prepare some reports. You're probably it's going to be the database task, and also, this is the database. What you're looking at is like records in a database, okay? And so what you'll do is use this file, which is here. Now to open it, again, this is this thing, I keep saying it over and over again, but this is the one bit where you're going to come out of Microsoft Office and you're going to use this thing called LibreOffice. So I'm going to drag this. So it says open, using a suitable database package, import that file. So basically just drag it onto the LibreOffice icon, and then I'll just try and get through all the tasks on the database. Now the thing is, I'll just minimize that. Even if you're really not confident on the day, do the stuff that you are confident on, Word and PowerPoint, and just do what you can. You'll get marks just for opening it up. Look, see if he's got a box there. There's a box here. That means you get something, some sort of mark for that. Now this is so this is what you'll get. What's going to happen? You just click OK. What will happen is it will open up. And this is where where it might get confusing for you, but it will actually open up in LibreOffice's spreadsheet program. So kind of like Microsoft Excel. So so this is basically the XL version. Okay, so all you're doing is highlighting everything. Okay, so you could do edit, select all, okay, or just do Command A on your keyboard, and then you're just doing Command C. So you're copying it. Unfortunately, you can't, using LibreOffice, it doesn't really let you put it straight into the database. So you have to open it in this spreadsheet first. Okay, so you've opened that up, copied it all. Okay, and you do File, New. So you're creating a new database, and you're going to paste what you've just copied in there. You'll get this database wizard. Just click Finish. That'll be all right. You don't have to worry about any of the stuff. And just keep in your mind that the pass mark for this is, what would it be, about 40%? You can easily do this. Okay, I'll just call this, all right, new database 3. Okay, so you'll be saving it as, well, actually that was a bad example I just did then. So I should have called it something relevant. I'd called it activities or something like that. Okay, we're in. So this is the database: tables, records. Sorry, tables, queries, forms, and reports. So you're gonna create a table out of what you've just copied. So you right click, do paste. Something odd is going to happen at some point. Okay, now I'm going to call this activities. It's probably a good thing to do that. This bit is very important, the next bit. So if you have a look at this, you've got column headings, okay, and then you've got all the data. Okay, so those column headings you want to keep separate. So when you get, if I come back to LibreOffice, back to the database, this bit is really, really important, that you tick that box. Use the first line as column names. That makes sense, doesn't it? Because column A is course code, column B, the heading is activity. Okay, but don't tick this one, leave that one. So it's just that one. Give it a name, there, activities. Tick that box. Right, now you could just do create. I'm going to go through this wizard to show you a few things. So you're going to copy everything over. Again, you could just do create and it would be alright. But if I click next, now this bit, if you actually come back to here, It's telling you what each bit has to be. So course code needs to be text, text, this is text. Get to residential, it's got to be Boolean, so yes or no. These last three have got to be numbers. Now, you can set it up here. So the last three got to be numbers. So when you've got field type, you've got quite a few different ones here. Just choose number maybe for that one. Duration, number. Insurance, I think was also number. Right, now residential is yes or no. Oh no, hang on, currency, no, don't matter. It says numeric or currency, integer. Okay, so duration is integer. Now, integer, if you click on here, you do actually see integer. An integer is a whole number. So 2, that's it. 2.1 would not be an integer, so everything else is text. Okay, lovely. Now so you're going to get a mark for that. Just doing that. One bit says residential. Now something's going to happen there. This is the weird thing I was talking about. You have actually got yes, no, Boolean. Now if you click create, should a primary key be created now? Click no. Don't worry about this primary key stuff. Okay, that's done. So what you should have, now if I come back to this, so that's all the data. See residential, it says no there, that one's yes, there's a few no's and a few yeses. So ideally, when you come back to see what, hang on, when you come back, so you're now going to open this table up, double click, and it will have all the data in it that you've just copied. Okay, there you go. Right. Okay, so you see that you've actually got the headings there, so it's kept it separate from the data. Everything is fine. Duration, see, is they're all whole numbers. Only weird thing that's happened is this one residential, it's unticked or unchecked everything. Now this is like, which is why we have to do this sort of practice. See residential, that should be, some of them should be yes, so some of them should actually be, if I come back to this again, some of these should be ticked, so they should actually be ticked on. So for this example, and I'm fairly certain every time you do this you're going to have a Boolean. It seems to happen in every exam where you have to do this Boolean thing. Now the way round it, so I have looked at this task, just quickly looked through it. Now this is how I got around it, and I think it's kind of the easiest way to remember. So that didn't work, all right? It nearly worked, and you would get a mark for that, because if I right click on this and do edit, if you're doing a screenshot, that's what you'd screenshot, and that would be true. That's right. That's exactly, you've done everything that they've wanted. They haven't actually, strangely enough, they haven't said anything about a primary key on this one, so we'll leave that. Place a screenshot showing the field names and data types. So that's one mark there. So that screenshot that's one mark, even though it actually hasn't properly imported it all because the residential one hasn't quite worked, but you've still got a mark. So that's a nice little mark there. You add in 3 new records. So how you would do that, you just double click, open it up. If you go down the bottom, I'll click on this. I'll just click down the bottom. So what should happen, if you click down the bottom, you should in theory be able to then add the new records, which you've got here. Now this is where this primary key is important, because you won't be able to do that until, if I click on edit, until you've added a primary key. Right, a primary key just basically means that thing is unique. It's like your student ID is unique to you. Hair color is not unique to you. So you'll pretty much always find in when you're doing this is that the first one, it doesn't actually say primary key here. Normally it would say make 1 the primary key, but it would be something like the code. It would be more often not the first thing that's there. Okay, the first field, so course code. And that makes sense. Just keep thinking, what is the primary key? Just keep thinking of your student ID. It's unique to you, but you can, a class of 20 can have 10 boys, 10 girls, so that being a girl isn't unique, having dark hair isn't unique, so, but your student ID is unique. Okay, so how you do that? Right, if you right click and do edit, so that's what we saw before, when you're changing it to Boolean and text, you just click there, where that arrow is, the triangle, right click and do primary key, and if you just save it and close it. So now if I open up the table, scroll down to the bottom, now you can add the new records in. I don't know what they were, but so I won't add, just save time. Okay, so they're the ones that you'd want to add in. Okay, so JR019, oh come on. Okay, but keep it exactly as it does. So if it's capitals, make it capitals. I can't remember what it was, rib trip or something. So you do all that, fill all the other stuff in, and then you just click save. I'm gonna close it. So I won't actually do that, but that's that bit. Right. Check your data for entry errors and check your data entry for errors. Just gonna open that up. I'm guessing I've gone quiet then. I'm just thinking, what's it mean by that? Because you can't actually really spell check it. I think it's just basically saying if you add the records and you add them correctly, then you get another point. Okay, now save the data. The center located in, okay, remove anything that has this location of a place called Leeds. Right, now how you could do that, how many have we got? Oh, I'll just get rid of this. Ignore what I've just done. Okay. Leeds, right. So what you could do is put this in alphabetical order. Because they might be jumping up. I haven't seen any for Leeds actually. I'm just doing, okay, right, there's one record for Leeds. If you wanted to, if it was a lot bigger, you could search it by field name, location, ascending, click OK. So now it's in alphabetical order. So L, and then you've got, so J, so Leeds is, okay, there. So you would just right click and just do delete row. Do you want to delete? And you click yes. Okay, that's got you another point or two. Now the next bit, right, this is the bit, it's only one step, but actually does take quite a bit of time, and this is where it gets complicated. And this is the bit where you just try it. Don't stress about it, just try it. Before we do that, oh God, I've only got 2 minutes on this one. Before we do that, I'm going to, right, so I'm going to do the next, before we do that bit, I'm going to just show you how you would sort out the problem with residential. And it's a bit time consuming. It took me about a minute to do. So although it seems time consuming, it will sort out that little problem we had with residential. We have these Boolean things. So I'll do, on the next video, we'll just go through step 36, which is the big one. Okay.